Hello, fellow cycling fans, and welcome to my preview of Giro d'Italia 2025 Stage 21 preview. But before we talk about this final sprinter stage, let's do a quick recap of Stage 20, which decided the overall standings. In the end, it was won by Chris Harper from the breakaway. Amazing ride by the Australian. He fully deserved this win. He was by far the strongest in the breakaway in front of Alessandro Vere, but in third place, we have the MVP of the day, Simon Yates from Team Visma Lisa Bike. He attacked on Colle delle Finestre. He profited from Isaac Del Toro only covering Richard Carapaz. In the end, he built some 2 minutes of a gap by the top of Finestre, and then just after the climb, a perfect setup from Team Visma Lisa Bike with Wout van Aert waiting for Simon Yates on the downhill and then bringing him home, extending his lead to well over 4 minutes. And by the time that Wout van Aert was spent, it was a done deal. Simon Yates was well into the Maglia Rosa, and Del Toro and Carapaz were defeated. UAE Team Emirates, massive blunder from them to let Wout van Aert in a breakaway without a rider of their own, and then not covering Simon Yates' attack on Finestre. Really bad performance by them. They will be kicking themselves and they will have a lot of regrets. What does it mean for the GC? Well, that means that Simon Yates, of course, leads 3 minutes 56 seconds in front of Del Toro. Carapaz drops to third. Derek G and Caruso stay in fourth and fifth. Pellizzari overtakes Bernal for sixth, and then Rubio, McNulty, and Storer rounding up the top 10 in this year's edition. Mats Pedersen, we already knew he was once again in the breakaway, but he takes home that Maglia Ciclamino or the points classification. In the KOM, Astana dominates with Fortunato and Scaroni taking 1-2. Isaac Del Toro at least takes the white jersey for the young rider classification, and UAE Team Emirates go home with this team's classifications win, but I am sure that they will not be satisfied by the Giro results. Now moving on to stage 21, from Rome back to Rome, 145 kilometers of mostly flat terrain. We are heading from the city center to the coast and then heading back into the city, where we will do 8 laps around 9.5 kilometers long circuit. This is how it is in the city center. A lot of twists and turns, but hopefully we will not see any crashes. There is a corner alongside the river in the last kilometer, but I don't think that that will be of a big significance. We will probably see the sprinters battling it out in the final 3 or 4 laps. Probably we will see a team or two trying to force a breakaway, but it's really hard to look past the big bunch sprint on stage 21. Tomorrow the stage will start a bit later during the day, around 4 p.m., and then it will be beautiful weather in Rome. It is the 1st of June tomorrow, 30 degrees Celsius by the time the race starts, and around 28-27 when it finishes. The wind will be some 4 meters per second, so just over 12 kilometers per hour, but in a street circuit it will not play any significance. So, unfortunately, by the time of the recording, there were no bookmakers' odds available, but we already know that it will be a barn sprint and the favorites will be Olaf Koiv, Mats Pedersen, Casper van Uyden, and Caden Gross. Maybe Olar will also be in the mix. So, these are the guys that we are looking at the most. What will be curious is, will Team Visma Lisa Bike go for the sprint with Olaf Koiv, or will they celebrate with Simon Yates crossing the line altogether? I think that knowing them, they will try with Wout van Aert and Koiv for another stage win, and then the rest of the team can celebrate with Simon Yates, Mats Pedersen, Van Oyden, Caden Gross. Who do you think will win among them? My pick is Casper van Uyden. Team Picnic PostNL, they are due another stage win, I think, for what happened to Roman Bardet, and Van Uyden is my pick. So thank you all for watching my previews during this Giro. It was a hell of a ride, a very interesting Grand Tour. So if you enjoy, subscribe, like this video as well, and I hope to see you soon for my Criterium du Dauphiné previews. Pogacar, Vingegaard, Remco, all back in action. It will be a hell of a summer in cycling. Have a great day and bye.